Emergency.
Yes, have you gotten word about the Bay Bridge?
What about the Bay Bridge?
The upper deck appears to have collapsed during an earthquake.
A helicopter on the upper deck where it collapsed. The city is in gridlock. I hate to paint a dire picture, but it's the kind of scenario where you see looting happening sometime in the night.
Don't expect services for 72 hours.
Underneath. We have no idea how many vehicles were trapped underneath.
I need an ambulance. Hold on, I'll transfer you.
This thing has been ran through.
What if everything that you thought to be true suddenly turned out to be false? What if all of the plans that you had made, even the direction for your life, were suddenly turned upside down? What if power and prestige and all that you had worked to accomplish suddenly meant nothing? What if going with the flow didn't really get you where you wanted to be? What if even though you were busy and distracted, you still were overwhelmed with feelings of inadequacy? What if you were looking for forgiveness and peace, for truth and for love, and yet those things seemed undervalued and increasingly difficult to find? What if comfort didn't really bring satisfaction? And what if all that you had worked to have and to achieve in the end just left you feeling empty?
I was addicted to meth for over 7 years. I was doing drugs, trying to wreck my life as fast as I could, and guy came in and disrupted my life and made me realize what is most valuable to me, which is my family. And we're now stable and closer than we've ever been. I'm just so thankful for all the things that he's done for me in my life.
I grew up in a broken home, or what America calls a broken home, and I started becoming really depressed at an early age and self-medicating with alcohol and drugs by the time I was 12. And I did that until I was 20 years old, and I had a really rough night of drinking and got alcohol poisoning. And I remember laying there and praying to a God that I didn't even believe in, that if he gave me one more chance that I would turn my life around. And 2 weeks later, I went to church and I found Christ, and I have been sober since, and it's been 3 years. And for the first time in my life, I was happy. God turned my life upside right, and that's the only way I know how to describe it, is that he turned my life around in a way that I can never have thanked him enough for.
Jesus has a way of disrupting even our best laid plans and shaking up our most solid ideas. But is Jesus Christ just a rebel without a cause?